Since this portion has close to twice the number of missions, it might be slightly longer than last time. So, before we get started, let me introduce this guy. This is the Professor. He's basically the guy who made all of our weapons and has been with us since we first arrived at the base in the beginning of the game. He's the only other person that retained his memories when we time traveled and is our trusty partner throughout the entirety of EDF6. Back to the story. We've come back to the exact same time 3 years ago. We've done the same exact situation 2 times, so it should be a walk in the park. As it turns out, things are already turning out to be much worse than the other timelines. The primers are using the information they acquired in the other timelines and using them to their advantage. In addition, they're sending out all of the monsters they have, which includes these enemies we met in the future. Oh, and they also dispatched a new kaiju. Meet the Siren. It's bigger than the Arginus and the Arculus, and it flies. More power, more mobility, more destruction. If you thought the Arginus or the Arculus were problems, this kaiju can single-handedly do more damage than those two combined. Outlook for humanity? Not great to say the least. So, even though we tried our best, we barely defeat their moving base in exchange for losing our strongest soldiers. Which brings us 3 years later, where humanity is fighting tooth and nail for survival. And, as usual, we fight the intruders, the ring appears in the sky turns purple, and history changes. Time to introduce our new neighbors. First off, we have these guys, which are robotic clams equipped with flamethrowers. Sounds stupid, but they are annoying to deal with. Next off, we have the mermen. Yes, mermen. I sometimes wonder if the other EDF members are seeing the same thing I see. Things are going really bad, and we already know that if we destroy the ring the exact same time as the other timelines, we can go back in time. So, just like the other 2 times, we go and destroy the ring. We receive a bit more resistance than we expected, but it's fine as long as we get the job done. Which means that we're back again 3 years ago. This time, we've gone back a little more than last time. And this time around, we decided we aren't pulling any more punches. You guys, stand back. And you two, get out of here. So, using the information we got through time traveling, humanity's doing slightly better than last time. Considering that, it's natural that the EDF decides to tackle its biggest problem, the Siren. And you know what? It actually goes fairly well. Until it doesn't. Meet the Glaucus. It's basically the Siren superpowered with a satellite laser. Want to know how powerful it is? It one-shot the Arculus. Rest in peace. But when everything seems to be falling apart, we managed to save one of the nuclear submarines that was supposed to be destroyed. And that submarine helps us kill the Glaucus. And a bit later, we managed to nuke the mothership that was hiding on the dark side of the moon. For the first time, we've changed history for the better. Hey, it's 3 years later, and humanity's winning. The primers are putting in all of their forces to try to stop humanity, but the EDF has new technological advancements to keep them at bay. Everything is going great. And then the ring appears. And the sky turns purple. And history changes. And we're back underground, with even less people surviving than the last timeline. As usual, we have new neighbors. The gigantic floating squid, which is fittingly called the Kraken, and a smaller variant called, what was it again? Let's just call them Inkling. Here, we realize that just winning won't be enough to defeat the primers. In addition to defeating them, we must make sure that they can't go back in time to change that outcome. So, for the 4th time, we destroy the ring. And all we can do is hope that this is the last time we have to do this.